Hey, how you doing? This is David Espinoza with SP's Opinion. Um, I have been battling with my nephews and nieces over Hillary Clinton. They say she should be the president of the United States, and I am 100% Trump supporter. Even through everything that has happened, things that have been said about the man, I still believe he should go ahead and be the next president of the United States. All right. One of my nephews is always saying, "Tell me why without using Hillary Clinton as a reason." Okay. He's a successful businessman. He writes checks to people every week, bi-weekly, monthly. He has contractual obligations that he does go ahead and pay. If somebody doesn't meet the contractual obligation and they do a poor job, you don't pay them. You go to court if they strongly feel that they need to be paid. He has built things, buildings, resorts, uh, the park in New York, the skate ring. He built things. He knows how to go ahead and pretty much for some reason a billionaire that can go ahead and put his mind in the mind of the working man, the working woman, the working public. Okay, is he a billionaire? Hell yeah. Does he have a lot more money than me? Yeah. Will he ever know my struggles? No, he won't. He doesn't know how to go ahead and pay the bills or do this, that, and the other with Paco's paycheck. He doesn't. Even the Smiths and the Jones that make $250,000 a year, they have no idea what my lifestyle is like. They have no idea how we lead our lives. All right. The middle class is considered $100,000 to $250,000 a year. I don't meet that. I'm a disabled American vet, and I make less than $60,000 a year. That's my disability, people. I don't even make $50,000 a year. That's on my disability from everything that's happened to me in combat. I've been shot. I've been stabbed. I've been blown up. I have done things in my life in the military that, do I regret them? Yeah, I do regret them, but I'll live with them for the rest of my life. How many of you know that there's somebody out there praying for your death? I do. I know that somewhere in the world, somewhere, there's somebody praying every day that I go ahead and I get my just desserts, that I die a horrible death, that I go ahead and because of what I did, that I go to hell. Okay, that's just a fact. I have killed fathers, sons, brothers, sisters, mothers, children. I know this. I know some of the things that I did while I was in the military are seen as the most horrible thing imaginable. And I suffer for it. I have PTSD. It's severe PTSD. My family suffers for it. My significant others suffer for it. The people I love the most in the world suffer for it. These are the reasons that I'm voting for Trump. Okay? It's simple. All right? Somebody put out this video or this headline tagline, right? Trump says veterans are weak. You know what? I got really upset about that. My daughter got me on it. I was going to go ahead and do a whole video just on that. Then I went ahead and saw the whole video. I saw the whole video of what during that interview of everything that he said. He talked about Formation 22, where 22 veterans are taking their lives every day. Why? Because they can't handle life. They can't handle not being in the service. They can't handle civilian life. All right? They can't handle the fact that they did this, that, or the other. The war has gotten in their head and taken them away from their loved ones. Why? Because they can't deal with it. Trump, in his interview, said this is morally wrong. In his interview, he said that this should not be happening. He believed when somebody told him about Formation 22, the 22 soldiers that die, that veterans that take their lives every day, he believed it was monthly. When he found out that it was daily, he was outraged. He's like, this is not happening. This should not happen in this country. This is wrong. What is going on? Why isn't the VA taking care of our veterans? Why? Because they're corrupt. That's why. Why isn't the VA doing everything they need to do to make sure the veterans live the life that they're supposed to live? Because they're corrupt. Whenever you have a job and you know you cannot be fired, you'll do anything you want. Why should I go ahead and make sure the veterans get taken care of? Why should I go ahead and do good in my job? You can't fire me. All right? If you look at every VA system in America, every major VA system in America, VA hospital that's failing, you will see that they transfer this person and this person to this hospital, to this hospital, to that hospital. Nobody gets fired. They might get demoted, but nobody gets fired. They're asked to resign, they resign. Hell, there was the lady here in Phoenix. She took illegal bribes, was fired, and she sues the VA to try to get her job back. Who does that? You know what I'm saying? If I'm flipping burgers at McDonald's and they fire me because I flipped hot dogs instead of burgers, you know what I'm saying? Or I take $1 less to feed somebody and they fire me because I did a piss poor job, I don't have the right to go to court and sue for my job back. That's ridiculous. Who does that? Well, I'll tell you what, corrupt people do this. In the VA system, they have let the everyday veteran down. Okay? One of the things that I believe that the VA system will be used against every veteran that's out there. Okay? Veterans like myself, veterans that have PTSD, veterans that have issues that they can't deal with this, that, or the other. I believe it's going to be used against them. I believe that's one of the reasons the Hillary Rodham Clinton wants to put that into the whole, let's go ahead and check to see who can have a gun and who can't. You know what? Regulations on firearms is only good for the people that abide by the law, like myself. When I buy a weapon, I fill out the paperwork. What have I noticed lately? When I fill out the paperwork, it takes me longer to get what I want. Instead of it being like next day or right there, I come back good. All right, it's taking me 5 to 10 days now on some things. All right, that's wrong. I have served my country well. I have done everything in my power to be the best soldier I can be when I was in military service. So that being said, the last thing I need is a 20-day hold or a 10-day hold or a 5-day hold whenever I'm trying to buy a weapon. This is one of the reasons also that I'm voting for Trump. All right? Regulations on the Second Amendment in order for somebody to buy a weapon only hurts those that are legally buying the weapon. There will come a day where the people that go against the law and get the weapons illegally will probably be the heroes of America because they'll be the only ones that'll have weapons against the tyranny of what might be coming. Okay? They're the only ones that'll be able to fight because all the self-respecting, all the law-abiding citizens are going to be so overregulated that they can't even take advantage of their Second Amendment right or their First Amendment right. All right? This video is to tell you that if you vote for Hillary Clinton, you're going to vote for an America that's going to go down in the way it's seen in all of the world. Okay? The world already hates us. Our allies don't trust us. They don't think we're going to be there for them at all. Our enemies don't fear us. They already know that all we do is give in. You know what I'm saying? Iran, $1.8 billion back to Iran. $400 million in ransom demands. Anytime that there's an attack in another country by a terrorist, we really don't help. Okay? The United Nations, you're a joke. The United Nations is a joke. We need to throw them out of the United States and let them go somewhere else and peddle their wares. Because they are honestly no good for nothing. They don't do anything. A United Nations would be good if every nation was a part of it, but they're not. The people that we're fighting, the people that hate us, the people that are bombing us, the people that are bombing other countries that are allies of ours, they're not part of the United Nations. Okay, it's kind of like the what they want to do with us getting a weapon. Let's regulate it. Let's go ahead and make it so we know who and who does not have a weapon in the United States. Okay, how are you going to regulate a terrorist organization? They don't care about your laws. They don't care about what we see things and how we see things and what laws are out there. They don't care about United Nations sanctions. They don't care about United Nations rules of governance. They don't care about any of that. Why? Because they don't belong. They do not belong to the organization that we seek to say, hey, do something. How can you do something when you can't regulate people that don't belong to you? It's like being a union. Okay? If you're part of a union, the union tells you what to do, you do it. If I'm not part of a union, the union can't tell me nothing. I'll go do whatever the heck I want, when I want, and how I want. That's the way it works. All right? See our government as a union. See the United Nations as a union. You will see that it can only regulate those that are part of the union. Anybody outside of that union, anybody outside of the law, anybody outside of being law abiding is not regulatable. You cannot tell them what to do. Why? Because they operate under their own set of rules. You cannot tell them what to do. A crook is a crook is a crook. Hillary Clinton has an organization that is crooked. They steal from everyday Americans, saying that they're going to do good and do very little with a lot. You take $1, but out of that dollar, only 20 cents goes to what you gave it for. Where's the other 80 cents? They won't tell you. Okay, you go on the foundation website and you look at it, and it'll tell you Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Chelsea Clinton. It'll tell you exactly. It'll say 40 hours a week, pay zero, but they're millionaires. Donald Trump is a billionaire. Hillary Clinton is a millionaire. Donald Trump's family, they're billionaires. Hillary Clinton's family, they're millionaires. They have no idea who you are. They have no idea of your struggle. But we have one that begs for money, and we have another that makes his money. So I would rather go with the person that makes their money and not begs for their money. I'm sorry to tell you. Look here, folks. It's all plain black and white. It's all green. Money is money is money. And guess what? Out of the two that are running for president, only one of them made their money. Did he make mistakes? Of course. Anybody in business will recognize that a businessman will make mistakes. I'm a businessman. I've made mistakes. All right? The IRS, and they'll go after a small business quicker than they will anybody else. Why? Because businesses are vulnerable to the laws of the IRS. And the IRS, with impunity, can go against anybody at any time. All right? So, this being said, if I was to go ahead and list everything that's bad with Hillary Clinton, would you believe me? Probably not. Because you're diehard set on what you want to do. Do you believe me? Anything that I say about Trump? No, you don't want to believe me because it goes against what you believe. So, that being said, anybody out there that believes all these women that are coming up all of a sudden in the last 3 weeks before an election are telling the truth, you are jaded. You have no clue. All right? Because they've had years to come up and say something. All right? Now, all of a sudden, they want to come up and say things. You know what? You should have waited till he was president. At least then I would believe you. But seeing that you have an agenda, seeing that you are probably a Democrat, seeing that you are going out of your way to just smear a man's name. You know what? We need a law that puts people like you in jail. All right? I was accused of a crime by my ex wife. I spent time in jail for it 32 days. I never touched her. I would never, ever touch a woman in any way that was violent. Ever. A man? Oh, I will mess up a man because that's the way I believe. All right. Now, was I found innocent? Was I found not guilty? Were all the charges dropped? Yeah, they were. 100%. The DA was able to look at the charges and be like, "Oh hell no, no, no way." You know what I'm saying? The evidence that was presented showed I didn't do nothing. Her own words contradicted everything that she said. So I was found. Did it hurt me? Yeah, it hurt me. Some people think I'm an abuser. Never, never would I hit a woman. It's not my way. I grew up in an environment where that happened constantly. I wouldn't allow myself to be that way. I have esprit de corps. I have a brotherhood that I belong to. All right. I broke the chains a long, long time ago. And for people to think that Hillary Rodham Clinton is the best thing for this country, you're wrong. My kid's future depends on people like Donald Trump. And that's my 2 cents.